Hey all, welcome back to my channel Tech Advice from MD. Because of the huge demand from many of my students as well as from many relatives, today I am here with a new topic which is Java. So today I am going to discuss some top 10 questions, interview questions in Java. In future, if possible, I will definitely come up with some new videos with the important topics of Java. Stay tuned for those and let's begin for now. Thank you so much. So hello all. So let's begin. As I already mentioned that today I am here with some top 10 interview questions on Java. But let me very clearly say that don't depend only on these top 10 questions. These are the very basic questions which we have seen that definitely in the interview for the freshers they are asking it. But I will suggest definitely to all of you, please go through the other questions also. These are the most commonly asked questions. Right. So the first thing with the most commonly asked questions in Java is definitely, can you identify the features, sorry, features of Java? Or can you list down the features of Java? Or can you say what are the features of Java? So many ways they can ask these questions, but this is a very basic question which definitely they are going to ask you. Features of Java. Right. So what should be the answer or what features you have to discuss and how? So let us see. First of all, the feature in features of Java, the first feature is definitely object oriented. So Java is an object oriented programming language. This is the first feature. Second, platform independent. Third, robust and secure. Then high performance. Then multi-threaded. Java is a multi-threaded programming language. Then automatic memory management, and then distributed. Right, like that, first you have to mention each and every points what are the features of Java. Secondly, you can mention in a little descriptive manner, for example, object-oriented programming language means the programming language which is mainly concentrated on the classes in the object, which is following some features like encapsulation, polymorphism, inheritance, and abstraction. It's enough for these questions because they may ask you a separate question on what is object-oriented programming language or what are the features of object-oriented programming language. In that questions, you have to discuss those. Right, so this is enough. Second, platform independent. So for platform independence, you can discuss something like platform independent means Java can run in any platform. Now, what is that? As soon as we are writing a Java code, we are writing those code in .java source file. So .java is the file format for Java. So in Java, the .java files are converted into something called bytecode using the compiler of Java. Right? Now that bytecode is the independent code which can run in any machine with any platform. It may be Linux, Windows, with any hardware, anything. What you need is to run the bytecode, you need Java Virtual Machine. Here comes the concept of JVM. Right. So JVM, with the help of the JVM, those bytecode will be converted into machine code. Now, why it is platform independent? Because bytecode is a code which is understandable not by you or by machine. Also, it's not a machine. It's a code which is understandable by JVM. So, if in any machine JVM has been installed, then your bytecode will run. So, no need the source code. You just convert your source code into bytecode into any machine and then give that bytecode to any other machine, which is, don't bother about whether it is Windows, Linux, Mac, whatever. Just JVM to be installed in that machine. Then it will run. This is the concept of bytecode or platform independency. Definitely, this may be a separate question also. What do you mean by platform independent? The same answer you have to give. Right? The third point is robust and secure. So Java has actually strong memory management, garbage collection concept is there, exception handling is there, and many classes are available for the security purpose on Java. So this is the reason why Java is definitely a secure programming language. Right? The fourth one is high performance, optimized through JIT just-in-time compilation. So while we are doing the compilation, JIT compiler is working, which is very much optimized. So it is giving you the high performance just in time. Immediately, as soon as you are writing the code, it is compiled. So GIT is working. So because of this, it is high performance also. Multi-threaded, which is supporting, means Java is supporting the multi-threaded concept. Multi-threaded means concurrently working of the processes. So many processes working together is the concept of multi-thread. Parallel working. So, for example, just take an example of any Windows media player or something, or think about YouTube also. So, whenever a video is playing at the same time, audio is also playing. So, two processes are working together. This concept can be thought of as a thread, concurrent process, parallelly working two, three processes. Right? This is the concept of multi-threaded. And the next one is the automatic memory management, which is the garbage collection. So Java has a concept of automatic memory management, with the help of which Java is automatically managing the memory allocation and the deallocation. And that can be done using a concept called garbage collection. Because of that, the speed of the execution of the program is also very high, because whenever the memory is not needed, garbage collector is coming and removing the memory. So you are getting more memory while running a program. This is also one of the features. And the last one is written here, distributed. Distributed means for networking or created a distributed application. Distributed application means the applications which are running on different servers. So those type of application can also be created using Java. So one of the features of Java is distributed also. Just to give you an example, for example, banking websites. So every bank, maybe it's an SBI, Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, or whatever, every bank has one their own server. Means a main server is there. Based on that main server, many other sub servers may be also there. For example, there is some corporate office or the head office, and after that, some regional office is there. For example, North India regional office, South India regional office, East India regional office, West India regional office. Right. For each and every regional office, some servers is also allocated. So a website is distributed on main server as well as some different servers also. So you have to maintain all in different servers to maintain the whole website. So this type of application is the distributed application. Definitely networking is also comes into picture. API full form is application interface program. Sorry, application programming interface. So many APIs are available with the help of which we can do the networking. Networking in the sense we can connect with any other applications also. Those are all possible in Java. That's why it is the distributed application. So these are the features of Java, which is a very common interview questions. Definitely they will ask you this question. Right? Hope it's clear. So some more information if you need, you can put it into the comment. I will definitely give you the answers also on this. Fine. So second questions, let us come with the second question, which is also I have seen that very commonly asked interview questions in Java, which is whether Java is a purely object-oriented programming or not. This is also a very common question which I have seen to ask in many interviews. Is Java a purely object-oriented programming, or whether Java is a purely object-oriented programming or not? So you have to give this answer. So definitely no. Java is not at all a purely object-oriented programming language. But you have to give the reason why you are saying that Java is not at all a purely object-oriented programming. Because in Java, hope you remember that we are using the primitive data types also. Primitive data types means int, float, boolean, char. Those are called primitive data type, not class as an object. Right. So other than classes and object in Java, we are using the primitive data types also. So if those concepts are there in any of the programming language, then we can't say them as a purely object-oriented programming language. Because if it is a purely object-oriented programming language, then it must not have the primitive data type. It must have only classes and the object, which Java is not giving. So that means definitely it's not a purely object-oriented programming language. Right? Now coming with the third question, which is also very important questions. Many of you people I have seen that don't have the idea about this. At the very beginning, in any of the Java programming language, you are writing public static void main, right? So you have to explain what is public, what is static, what is void, what is main, even what is inside the main string args. It's a very basic question for the freshers. Definitely, they are going to ask you. So each and every point you have to discuss. So let me first write down what each and everything. Then I can one by one discuss. So, huh. So public static verb is the entry point for the Java application. All of you know because at the very beginning you people are writing public static verb main. Now what is public or why the main method is public? First of all, obviously you people can understand main is the main method of Java from where the program is starting. That is fine. So this is the name of the main method. Now main method is void, main method is static, main method is public. Inside the main method you are passing some argument. Why all this? Right. So public means accessible from anywhere. Right. So hope you remember that as soon as you are writing a Java program, the first thing you are writing class, any class. Inside that you are writing public static void main. So Java main function is confined inside a class. Right. So as it is confined inside the class, you have to say that the main method should be accessible by anyone outside the class also. For this reason, your Java should be public. Sorry, your main method should be public. Right. Next is static. Now, as again the same concept, as I'm saying that it is confined into a class, and you know that whenever a method is inside a class, you have to create an object of the method to call that. Sorry, you have to create the object of the class to call that method. Right? Inside a class, I have written one method. So it's a very basic concept that inside the class, whenever we are writing any method, we have to create the object of the class to call that method. But main is the entry point of any Java program. Right? So it's not possible for us to call the main method. It should be automatically called. Right? Because of that reason, we make the main method as static. Static can be called without creating the instance of any class. Static is a keyword in Java. This is the function of static that if you put any method as static, that method can be called without creating any object of the class inside which that method is exist. So that's why we put main method as static. Right? Void, hope everyone has the idea. Void means no return value. So your main method is not returning anything to maintain that, to mention that we are using void. Right? Main as I already informed. Then string args, which is this is the argument of the method main. That means Java main method is taking some argument also. Any main method, it's not in only Java. If any main method is taking some argument, those are has a special name. Those are called command line argument. Command line argument means while running your code only, while running the code itself, you are giving the argument to the main method. That is what is called command line argument. So Java main method is taking command line argument. So while we are running the Java code, we can pass argument directly into the main method. And as this sign is there, so that's why it is actually an array of command line arguments. Means not only one argument, it is more than one argument. Right? This is also done. So hope clear. Again, if you have any question, any queries, you can put it into the comment box. I will definitely reply back to you. Right? The next questions which I am coming is, this is also a very important question which I find in interview to ask. What is difference between string buffer and string builder? Very common questions, very much. Definitely they are going to ask you. Right. So let me first give you the answer. So I have mentioned here in some different category wise. For example, first is mutability, second is thread safety, third is performance. In different category wise, I given you the idea what is the difference between string builder and string buffer. So first thing is that both these are string classes with the help of which we can create the string in Java. Three of them: string buffer, and the string builder. But three has three different utilities or features or advantage of creating strings in Java. What are those? This is what their question is. First, mutability. Mutability, hope you know that mutable means changeable. So some of the methods are changeable, means if you once you create, it can be changed. Some of the methods are immutable. There is a concept in every programming language. Right. So string is a class in Java which is immutable. That means once you create a object of string class, you can't change it. Right? This is immutable. String buffer is mutable. That means you can change it, you can modify it, you can delete it, whatever you want to do, you can do it. Right? Same is string builder also. It is mutable, which can be modified, delete, change, anything you can do. Right? So on mutability, only string is mutable, but other two are both, sorry, only string is immutable, other two both are mutable. Then second one, thread safety. Means which string class can be used for the thread programming. That is called thread safety. Means which string class is safe on creating the thread. First of all, string, it is thread safe. Immutable in nature ensures the thread safety. It is definitely thread safe. Next, string buffer, thread safe. Same. Synchronized methods are there. Now, what is synchronized? Again, as I already mentioned to you people, thread means concurrent process, parallel process. Three, four processes are going on. Synchronization means all those three processes when parallelly going on, they should be synchronized. Some method should be there with the help of which they should be synchronized so that they can run in parallel properly. So those type of different methods which can make a string synchronized is available inside the string buffer. So that's why string buffer is thread safe. But which is not available, no synchronization available in the string builder. That's why string builder is not at all a thread safe. So this is the difference between these three based on thread shifting. Next, performance. First of all, string class. Slower for concatenation operation due to immutability. As it is immutable, that means you can change it, you can delete, remove, anything you can do. So concatenation. Concatenation means two string to be add or concatenated, which is also not at all, sorry, which is possible, but which is possible in a different way. So it is becoming a little slow whenever we are doing the concatenation using string class. Right. But in the string buffer, which is possible, but which is also a little slower than the string builder because of the synchronized overhead. So many synchronized methods are there. Due to those, maybe string buffer is also a little bit slow while coming for the concatenation of the string. But string builder is the faster than the string buffer for a single threaded scenario due to lack of synchronization. As I already mentioned, the string builder don't have synchronization. So because of that, it may be a little faster. So what you understood from these three is each and every class, either it is a string builder or string buffer, has some advantages and disadvantages based on different concept, on mutability concept, on thread safety concept, on performance concept. So to remember in this way, right? Very common questions. Let's come up with the fifth one, which is this is the question. What is equals method? This is a method in Java available. And what is double equal to? This is also which I have seen a very common interview questions. What do you mean by equals method and double equal to in Java? Both are actually using for equality checking. Whether two functions or two variables are equal or not. This equality checking can be done. Two objects are equal or not. This equality checking can be done using these two both these two methods. Then what is the difference? Still there is a difference and very important. So that is the question they are asking. So let us see with an example also so that it will be more clear to you. So first of all, normal definition of equals method is it compares object values. As I already told that both are actually comparing two variable or two object. So equals method is comparing two object values and double equal to compares the object references. Values means inside the object whatever values we put. For example, I created an object. Inside that I put my name. So that my name is the value. And as soon as I created an object where I put my name, so it definitely stores in memory location. So that is the reference. So when I use equals method, it is actually comparing whether two objects have the same value or not. And whenever I am using double equal to, it is comparing whether both the object has referring to the same memory location or not. Right? This is the difference. Now, if I give you an example which will be more clear to you. For example, I have taken one string A where I have kept the string as Java. This is how you can create a string object. So I'm creating an object where I have put string as Java. Same thing I'm doing with a separate object name which is B where I put the string as Java only. Same. Everything is same, only the name of the objects are different. And in system.out.println I have written A equal to B. This equality will return false. Why? Because though I have written Java in both the string, but it is A which is pointing to a different memory location and the second one is B which is pointing to a different memory location. So both the memory locations is definitely not same. That's why the answer is equal to. Sorry, false. While we are using double equal to. But if I write the same code here, but in the system.out.println I use A dot equals B. This time I will get true because contents are same. So as I already mentioned, equals to methods are comparing the content or the values inside the string. And double equal to is comparing the content or sorry, comparing the memory location or the references of the object. That's why this one is returning you false, but this will return you true. Right? So hope it's clear. So let's go for the next one. Okay, so the next question is very important question. Describe the OOPS in Java. So here you can discuss or you can describe the concept of object-oriented programming language. Whenever you are discussing the features, that much may not be needed because this may be definitely a separate question. After asking for the features of Java also, they may ask you, can you explain object-oriented programming language? In that case also, you can explain. So object-oriented programming is a programming paradigm that revolves around the concept of object, which can contain the data and the code. Right. So the methodology of the programming language, which is confined themselves in object, that is that type of object, that type of programming language is named as a object-oriented programming language. Right. So definitely the next question is what is object? So object is any real-time entity. Object is any real-time entity which has some characteristics and the properties. Those characteristics and the properties in programming language name they have mentioned as a data and the code. So any real-time entity that may be a mobile is an object. Laptop it's an object. Right. So any real-time entity which has some characteristics and the properties, characteristics and the behavior is the object. And each and every object belongs to a class. For example, if I say I have a Samsung mobile and you have a Vivo or some different mobile. So whatever each and everything is a mobile. It has the characteristics of with that mobile we can call, we can SMS, we can do WhatsApp, we can do some network, internet connectivity. All these things we can do. You can also do, I can also do. So both are mobile. But what is the difference? Difference is your mobile is a Vivo mobile, my mobile is a Samsung mobile. Right. So these two are two different objects of a same class, which is mobile. Same. My laptop is a Asus laptop. Maybe some different other laptops are there, which is of some different company, HP laptop, Dell laptop. But all are laptop. All are actually showing the behavior of laptop only, but maybe the companies are different and maybe some different characteristics may be different a little. So a HP laptop, a Asus laptop, a Dell laptop, each are different objects and each of those objects belongs to a class level. Same, human being is a class. We all are different objects because we all are human beings. That is fine, but we have different characteristics and the behavior. Suppose I am writing in right hand, you may write in left hand. So I have also two hand. You have also two hand, but my behavior is I write with my hand in right hand. You write with your left hand. Right? This is the concept of class and object. So object is actually a real-time entity which exists. Class does not exist. That's why sometimes maybe you have seen also that class is called as a user defined data type. It does not exist. You are defining the class. Based on that class, we are creating the object. Object exists. Always remember. Right? So that's why the definition for the class as an object is a class is a blueprint or a template for creating the object. I already told. It's a template which not exist. Just a template we are creating, and based on this template, we are going to create the object. So object is called the instance of a class. Right? First, this is the classes and the object. Next features of object-oriented programming language may be an abstraction. Right. Now, what is abstraction? Hiding the complex implementation detail and exposing only the necessary information. Means I want to show you only the main thing, main information. No need of the unnecessary information to give to you. Right? Or maybe the complex information I will hide from you. I will only give you the main information which is needed for you. For example, let me give an example. Suppose I want to drive a car. While I am driving a car, I am concentrating on while pressing the brake, the car is going to stop. By pressing the accelerator, the car is going to speed up. But how the mechanism of the brake or what is the mechanism of the accelerator, I am not bothered about. This is the concept of abstraction. Right? Next is encapsulation. Encapsulation. Encapsulating the data inside somewhere. This word actually came from capsule. So hope everyone knows that capsule is the outside of the capsule is actually the boundary. Inside that the medicine is there. Right. So that boundary is just protecting the medicine from the outside world. This is the concept of encapsulation. Right. So binding the data and the methods that operate on the data within a single unit. Data methods or the characteristics and the behavior, those we are binding in one unit, and that unit is actually class. Inside the class, we have created some variables, some methods, everything. All these are confined inside the class. No one outside this class can be used those. Right. So this in Java can be achieved using some access specifier or access modifiers named as private, public, protected. Using those, we can achieve the encapsulation in Java. Right. Hope you can understand the access specifier as private means which is definitely private to the class. No one outside the class can access it. This is private. Public means anyone outside this class can access it. Protected means anyone outside the class, which is the subclass of this class, can only access, not everyone. Public means everyone outside the class can access. But protected means outside this class, only the class can access this class, this variables or these objects, who is the subclass of this class. Right, now, what is the subclass? To know about the subclass, we have to go for the next topic, which is inheritance. Next feature, inheritance. So inheritance is enabling a class, which is called the child class, to inherit the properties and behavior from another class, which is the parent class. Inheritance is actually reusability features. So one class property can be reused in another class. The class which is reusing the property is called a child class, and the class who is giving the property to other class is the parent class. Very common example is we are the child of our parents. So we definitely have taken some of the characteristics from our parents. That is the example. In Java, it is called is a relationship also. The name is a is a relationship. So there is one more relationship there which is has a. So that may be a different question. What is a relationship and what is has a relationship? For that we have to check in a different way. Next, polymorphism. Poly means many, morph means form. So if any object has a different form, that is called a polymorphism. For example, I am normally a teacher, right? But whole day I am teaching you people. But at the night, I am also learning. I'm reading MBA or something I'm doing. That means whole day I am the teacher, but at the night I became a student, right? So I am a person. I already told that I am also an object. I am a person who is showing two behavior. Once I am teacher, once I am student. So this concept is called polymorphism. In Java, this can be achieved using either compile time polymorphism or runtime polymorphism. Okay, fine. So this is one. Next one, let's see question number 7, which is also I have seen many times asked in the interview, which is what do you mean by garbage collection in Java? Or can you explain the garbage collection in Java? What is the concept of garbage collection in Java? Anything. So this is the concept. So this also I already mentioned. Let us discuss in more depth about the garbage collection. Fine. So let us give you the answer first. So garbage collection, as already mentioned in Java, is a automatically memory management process performed by JVM. It retrieves the memory occupied by objects which are not longer used by the application. So suppose you created one object, string A is equal to something. String A is equal to Moshita. I have written. Right, so it will take some memory. So whenever I am going to use it, Java is using that memory location which has been created. But when you are not using it in throughout your whole program, so there is a concept of garbage collection. For this, there is a class named as GC available. So that class will what it will do if that particular object is not used for long times. It will check how frequently you are using. If you are not using it for long time, it will automatically garbage collect those. So it's a memory management. So unnecessarily it is not creating or it is not giving you so many of memories so that your program will be slow. Automatic garbage collection will be there. If some objects are not at all in use, those will be garbage collected by Java's garbage collector. Why it is needed? Definitely you people already understood that Java uses automatic memory management. When the objects are creating using new, they occupy memory. You are creating string A equal to new string Moshita. Like that, you are creating the objects. As soon as you are creating, it is taking the memory. When they are no longer referenced, the JVM marks them for collection. Suppose you created, but you are not at all using those. So Java will identify those, Java will track those which you are not using at all. Those will be automatically garbage collected. So garbage collector GC frees up that memory for future use. So that memory will be deleted so that the memory is free for using in future. Right? How it works? Reachability analysis. JVM checks which objects are still accessible. What does this mean? Means you created string A equal to new string Java. Next, you created string B is equal to new string. Inside that you pass suppose A. What I am trying to say is something like this. String A equal to new string Java. Like that you created one. Right. You created one more object. String B equal to new string, but here you pass A, suppose. That means what? That means you created a new string B, which is definitely taking a separate memory. Inside that memory, you passed already this memory. Right? That means now B is referring to A. If you remove A, still that is referred. That means as B is there, though you maybe remove this, you are thinking that I removed A, but B is still referring to A. So that memory is not deleted. This is what they are saying. Reachability analysis. JVM checks which objects are still accessible. That means A, though you removed it, but it is still accessible via B. Right. So first it is checking for whether A object are still accessible or not. If no reference points to an object eligible for garbage collection. So remember, this memory will not be deleted by garbage collection because you are still referring it. So never ever think that okay, I am still referring and Java remove that, then what will happen? No need to worry. JVM will check if some string or some object is referring to some other, it will not remove that. If it is fine, there is no reference of A, then only it will be removed the memory for A, not before that. If there is no reference points to an object, then only it is eligible for garbage collection. And many algorithms are there with the help of which the garbage collector is removing the memories. When the memory is very low, that time also garbage collector comes into picture and removes some unused memories. Right? So if you want to know about what are the algorithms, that is a separate topic maybe, that many algorithms are there, many names of the algorithms are there with the help of which Java is collecting the memory. Right? Those can be read separately, but this is how the garbage collector works, or what is the garbage collection. So you have to mention. Right? Hope it's not too confusing. It's clear. If again I'm saying, if it is confusing, please let me know in the comment box so that I can give you some more examples so that it could be understandable by you. Right? Now coming to the next question, which is also very important questions and very big questions actually. Answer is very big. The question is very small. What is the difference between array list and linked list? This is a question from the data structure, Java data structure, or collection framework in Java. This is also a very common interview questions from the collection framework in Java. And so the collection framework, many data structures are available, but these two are very important, and maximum times the interviews are asking on these questions, but suggesting you to go through the other collection framework also, other than these two. Now, both array list and linked list in Java are the classes which is implementing a package named as java.util package, and they are used to store and manipulate the objects collection, as I already mentioned. But definitely there is a difference. Now, what is the difference? So, if we are talking about array list, right, then array list is a resizable array implementation of the list interface. It stores elements in a dynamic array, allowing random access by index. So it's a resizable, store the elements in a dynamic array. This is the first thing. And the indexes are randomly reference in the sense when we are creating an array, the indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But if it is an array list, the indexes are randomly accessed. Means whatever, you no need to go in a sequence order. Randomly you can access any of the index. Right? What is the features? Store elements in continuous memory location. Allow the first access to elements by index like an array. Indexing is there, same. So automatically resize when full. This is the main important advantage. It will automatically resize this whenever the whole array is full. Right? Now linked list. What is linked list? Which is very important. Linked list is a doubly linked list implementation of the list and the DQ interfaces. Each element called a node contains the data and the pointer to the previous and the next elements. So it's almost same as this picture. You can go through this picture. So a linked list is actually definitely a collection of elements, but each and every element is referring to the next element. And there are many other linked list concepts are there also, with the help of which I can say that each and every element is referring to the next element as well as it is referring to the previous element also. So with the help of which the accessing of the elements is very simple, becoming very simple. Your wish, you can access any elements at any time. Right, good for frequent insertion and deletion of the elements means suppose you have a huge linked list. Now you want to insert an element at the middle. Now as linked list is accessing the elements with the help of the node, and each node can access the next and the previous also. So to insert the element at the middle is very simple in the linked list. You can just insert this and the other will be resized or positions automatically. Just inside one, the other will be positions. That is very simple if you are using linked list. If it is an array, very difficult because array is a continuous memory locations. This is the difference. Slower access by index because it must traverse node one by one. A little bit slower because it is actually traversing one by one. So maybe it's a little lower. Uses more memory. Each node stores two references. I already mentioned. Each element is actually one point is referring to the next, one point is referring to the previous, one point is storing the value. So definitely memory uses is a little more in the linked list. Now what is the difference? Quick summary they have given here. So Underlying structure, array list is using dynamic array concept, but linked list is using the doubly linked list concept. So to know more about all this concept also, you have to go through separately on those topics. What is exactly doubly linked list? What is exactly dynamic? Right. When we are talking about access by indexes, array list is fast, but linked list is slow, as I already told. Right. Slow because it's actually means multiple insertion is done, so it's a little slow. Insertion and deletion is slow in array list, but insertion and deletion is fast in linked list. Means access of the elements are fast in array, but insertion of the or deletion of the elements is slow in array list. Just opposite, access of the index is slow in linked list, but insert or delete is fast in linked list. Memory wishes, I already told, linked list is using more because it is pointing to the next element as well as it is pointing to the previous element also. Right? So conclusion is, means maybe you are also thinking that when to use array list and when to use linked list. This is the conclusion. So use array list when you need first random access and fewer insert. If you want to insert and delete more, don't go for array list. If you only want to access the elements, go for array list. That means if you want to insert and delete more, access is less. In that time, go for linked list. See, use linked list when you need to frequently add or remove the element, especially at the beginning or the middle. At the beginning, I want to add one element. At the middle, I want to add an element. At the last, I want to add an element. And very frequently, you are adding those elements. At that moment, you go for the linked list. Otherwise, if you only want to access, means suppose I want to view that middle element or that, at that time, go for the array list. Okay, this is what. Hope it's clear also. If no, again, please mention in the comment box. I will definitely try to clear it up. So let's go for the next question. What is difference between heap and the stack memory in Java and how Java utilizes it? So which is also again a very important concept in Java because Java memory is divided into two parts. One is called heap memory, another is called stack memory. Right? Now let us see what are those. So So let's see. Stack memory is the portion of the memory that was assigned to every individual program. This is the main memory which is assigned to all the program and it was fixed. So whenever you are writing a program, you are declaring some methods, variable, these, that. So it is the main memory which is fixed and which is uh, assigned to individual program. On the other hand, heap memory is the portion that was allocated to the Java program, but it will be available for use by the Java program when it is required, mostly during the runtime of the program. Stack memory is fixed, which is the main program's memory, but heap memory is whenever it is required, then only the memory will be assigned, or else it will not be assigned. It is not fixed. If needed, it will assign. If no, not needed, means not assigned. What is this? Maybe you are thinking. The thing is that when you are creating a Java object, you are using string A equal to new string. As soon as you are using that new keyword to create a new object in the Java, all those objects will be stored in the heap memory. That means if you are creating an object, then only it will be assigned the memory, or else no. If you are not creating the object, no memory assigned. Right? Java utilizes memory as when we write a Java program, then all the variables, methods, etc. are stored in the stack memory. Any variables A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, whatever you are declaring, or any methods which you are declaring, many methods you are using, right? So all those will be stored in the stack memory. But when you create any object, as I told, using the new keyword, that object was created in the heap memory. Right? And it is definitely reference from the stack memory also because stack memory is the main memory of Java. So suppose this is the code which I have written, some class main public static void, public static some method name I have given, I have passed some arguments, I have written some for loop inside this. Then inside the main, I am creating the object of this particular class, right? And I am using this print array. I am not object to this. I am creating an array with the help of the new keyword. So I am creating an array object. So whatever. Now, in this example, this main is a class, this print array is a method, and some variables you declared I as something something. All those will be saved into the stack memory. See, main and the printer is the method that will be available in the stack area. But this array is an object of array which you are creating using new keyword. Those will be saved into the heap memory. See, the object into the array of size 10 we have created will be available in the heap memory. Because that space will be allocated the program during runtime. I told na heap memory means whenever needed, it will be used. That memory will be used. Stack memory is the fixed memory. So new means as soon as you are running the object, it will create a as soon as you are running the code, it will create a separate space for this using the new. New, remember, new is the keyword which always allocate memory during runtime. If you are running the code, that time only it will allocate the memory. That's why any object created using new will always be saved into the heap memory of Java. Right? Hope clear. If no, please let me know so that I can give you more clearance. So don't be confused. A simple concept is heap memory is used whenever needed. That means any object created by new will be saved into the heap memory. Other than those, all the variable in the methods will be saved into the stack memory. Right, this is a concept. Coming to the next and the last question for this series is what do you understand by an instance variable and the local variable? Right? So instance variable are the variable which you are actually declaring inside a class but outside the method. This is a very one line of definition. Instance variable are the variables which you are declaring inside a class but outside any method inside the class. Right. They are declared outside the method and inside the class, as I already told. These variables are accessible by all the methods in the class. That means, suppose a class you have written, class A. Let's suppose I have given example also C. Class athlete. Inside this, these are the instance variable. So definitely after this, you are going to write some method, maybe void, some input, some like this type of methods you are going to write. One more method maybe you have written. Void this, something like this. Instance variable, these are the variables which can be accessible inside input also as well as inside disk also. This is what instance variable. This is what they have written. This variable describe the properties of an object remain bound. All the object of the class will have their copy of the variables for utilization. So for this athlete class, you will create maybe OB1, OB2, OB3 like the different objects. So all the object can access these variables because these are class variable, instance variable inside the class only, not inside any method, right? But what is local variables? Are those variables present within a block or a function or a constructor and can be accessed only inside them? Just an example, if I show you, see, public void some method I have written. Inside this method, I have given those. These are local to this particular method. That means outside this method, for example, suppose there is one more method, public void input something. So this athlete age, this athlete speed, athlete name cannot be accessible or we can't accessible here. Can't accessible. This is local variable. It is only local to this particular method, which is not accessible outside this method. Right? Whenever a local variable is declared inside the method, the other class method don't have any knowledge about the local variable. Outside this method, no one is known to this particular variable. These are the local variable. Right? So hope these things are clear to you. I will put this file also in the description so that you people can download and you can write down the definitions of each and every questions also. Or else if you still have any queries on this, please write down in the comment box so that I can clarify your questions. But again, I'm saying these are only top 10 questions which is mostly asked in the interview related to Java. But other than this, please go through some other questions also. Thank you so much. Happy learning. If any questions, please reach out to me. Okay. Thank you so much. Bye bye.